Hello, my name is Sylvia, aka aja.com, and I'm here today making a video for you guys to give a little bit of an introductory insight into my EP, You, and most importantly me. So, the title. I came up with the title You and most importantly me because I think the EP is kind of up for interpretation for people. The you means a bunch of different things in this context, but the most importantly me focuses on prioritizing myself and prioritizing my own feelings and emotions and being able to share that with everyone, and also kind of just share it with myself and the fact that I'm putting it out there and then listening to it and then taking that all in, and I am self-reflecting throughout this project and then sharing it with you guys. And also the word you comes up in different songs, which I will get into later. And just you means a bunch of different things in this context. The cover. So some people have told me that the cover kind of looks like Take Care by Drake, which is a great compliment. But the cover was intended to kind of mimic the photography of Dina Lawson, who is a black female photographer who loves to capture everything about the black aesthetic. You may have seen her work in Blood Orange's Freetown Sound cover. She shot Rihanna, and I just love her photography, so it was kind of meant to mimic that style. And also, the importance of the cover is to show duality. Let me look at the cover just to dissect it a little bit further. The cover is supposed to show duality in the way that I look, going into like gender expression, something that I've not necessarily struggled with, but like I wouldn't call it a struggle, but I would call it like an exploration of some sort, where a lot of the times I may dress up more masculine or more feminine, depending on how you define that. If you define that by how society defines that, based on like this binary, oh, these colors are associated with this or that or this style or whatever, however you define masculine and feminine to mean, dealing with this kind of Western view of both kind of makes it hard to define it from outside of that view, which I totally understand. But based on that Western view, it's kind of showing duality in a sense that I am, wearing the earrings, have my nails painted, my outfit, not the stereotypical girly kind of outfit that you might see in other covers of other female singers. Also with my hair being short, just the entire look of it is kind of like, who is that person? I looked at it and I was like, that's the one, because I took multiple shots using self-timer, using a tripod. I took multiple shots and I looked at that one, I was like, that one is it. On to the questions. What was the motivation behind the album / songs? I could make a separate video or multiple videos of each song and the motivation behind each song, a lyric breakdown as well. If you would like videos like that, let me know in the comments below. But the motivation behind the album kind of stems from the title as far as self-reflection and being vulnerable. This is my first project that's out, and so I wanted to give a lens as to who I am. So that involves vulnerability, and that involves self-reflection as to how am I going to portray myself within this project. And I knew that I wanted to be honest. I knew I didn't want to, lie about certain things. And so, yeah, just honesty, vulnerability, self-reflection is the motivation behind the EP. Next question. Musically speaking, what was your writing process behind the songs? I think that also ties into, like, each song separately is a different discussion. But that ties into the vulnerability aspect. Being able to write down how I'm feeling about certain things, and then translate that into lyrics with the help of YAMIM. I was able to kind of rhyme things, write things in a more poetic manner. But yeah, it's just how am I feeling, and going from there. Some of the songs are old, actually. Just For You, I made that song 3 years ago, but I think the lyrics still stand, which is why I brought it back and why I wanted to put it out, because it's still very relatable. And so that was 17-year-old me. Same with No Empathy. That song is also from 3 years ago, so it's a 17-year-old me writing like that. It's just being able to put how I feel on paper, especially somebody like me who doesn't really know how to articulate myself that well. Being able to think, then write is a lot. And then being able to write and then sing is a lot more. But I take pride in being able to do that. And I'm proud of what I've created. What brought you to decide on the title of your EP? Okay. I did not. That was the first title I ever thought of. Well, psych, nah. So, 2017, I released an EP, and then I deleted it because I didn't like it. But No Empathy was on that EP, and the EP was called Interactions. So it wasn't called Interactions, it was called Interactions. And that's kind of like the same self-reflection kind of theme. But I didn't want to use that again. So the next thing that I thought of was You Most Importantly Me. It's very long. But I thought it just encompassed everything that I wanted to say. If that makes sense. When did you start singing? I mean, I've always sung in the house, ever since I was little. However, I started making instrumentals and beats like in middle school, probably like 2012, but those were trash. And then I started singing on instrumentals probably 2016. So when I was 16 years old is when I started like actually recording myself singing. I still have a long way to go as far as being a good singer, in my opinion. So, but yeah, that's when I started. Do you have a personal favorite from the album? I think as far as message, Just For You is my favorite. As far as everything else, just listening to it. I think Enemy of Progress is my favorite as well. And No Empathy. I think those are the songs that I've stuck to in the long haul, that I have always hung on to, and I wanted to show that those songs are kind of the most important to me as far as message and as far as vulnerability goes. And I think those are the songs that I'm most proud of. When you reference you in some songs, is that anyone in particular? I can make a video, like I said, I can make videos about each song specifically. You, in Enemy of Progress is about you. The you is social anxiety. The song is about social anxiety. It's not about anybody. I think it's much easier to look at something like social anxiety if you turn it into a person, if you personify it. Then anybody can point out a toxic person. Anybody can point out a behavior that is negative from another person. But like within themselves, it might be hard to point out. And so I thought it was very important to make a song about something that I go through, but personify it so it's much easier to understand. You in Just For You is my younger self. So that whole song is talking about my younger self. I would say probably when I was 6, 7, that younger self. I know I use she in Wherever. She is my future self. He in Aura, we're not gonna talk about. Different aspects to life inspire me in different ways, to be as general as possible. Each song I think has a different inspiration. So yeah. What programs do you use? So I use GarageBand because it's cheap and it does the job. As far as maybe helping with mastering, I sometimes use Audacity to help with mastering. I don't use any of the really, really expensive stuff because I don't have the money. Or I don't have the links. So yeah. I think a lot of people pride themselves on being able to use very expensive things. I think I pride myself doing the opposite. Those are all the questions. Alright, thank you for watching. If you would like to see some videos of me dissecting every song and the lyrics, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Hopefully more videos will be out soon. Links are going to be down below for where you can listen to the EP. So thank you.